G'day, welcome to Pinky's Travel Adventures. I've got a few mods that I want to do to the van. So our third mod was to increase the solar on the roof. Now we had a number of overcast days where the solar input was not that good. I'm going to do some modifications to my solar system on our caravan. I'm going to do it in two phases. The first phase involves adding a 200 watt panel and that is going to be added to the existing two panels on the roof. I'm going to draw a mud map of our roof. So basically we have two solar panels on the same side with a bit of a gap. So the gap between here and there is 1458. And the solar panel I want to put into there is 1480. So that gives us 22 mil. So I need to move this panel, the one at the back, I'm going to move it 25 mil. So there's a bit of a gap there. So at the moment the front one is 100 from the front and the one at the rear is 100 from the rear. So there's enough room to move the back one and to fit the panel in between them. So it'll be a nice straight run of the three different panels. So I currently have two 200 watt panels and I'm going to add another 200 watt panel and that'll give me 600 watts feeding into the projector management system. The projector management system can handle 800 watts. So I'm putting 600 into it. And I also bought these Sphere solar panel mounting brackets. Now Jayco doesn't use these, but I couldn't be bothered making one up out of angle aluminium, so I bought these, and they're good because they have a lip for the panel to sit on, so you can slide it, adjust it, and then screw it on. I'm not going to screw this to the roof, I'm just going to glue it with this stuff. This is Sikaflex 252 high strength structural adhesive sealant. Pretty expensive tube, but you only need maybe you'll use half a tube, but it's really strong stuff. You have to make sure there's enough thickness of the material to be glued, so I'm going to put a pad on here of double-sided tape to give it a bit of thickness so that when this gets put onto the surface of the roof it'll have a bit of material behind it. Bunnings also sell this one, which is a Selleys Solarflex. Now this is specially designed for sealing things on the roof of caravans in the sun all the time. Now it's not an adhesive. It's about half the price of this one, right? But it's not an adhesive, it's only a sealer. So if you're drilling holes through the roof of your van, this is the stuff to use. But if you want to glue stuff to the roof, this is the one to use. Okay, I'm going to now unwrap the solar panel and we'll have a look. I chose the Sphere panels because it's the same size, physical dimensions, and it's the same type of panel. It's both 200 watts and the same brand as existing on our Jayco all-terrain. So in order to dovetail into your existing system without creating new lines and having to drill holes through the roof and all that, you must go with the same panels that are on the roof. That's how I can hook together. If you want to spend a bit more money, you can run your own wires and feed through your own solar controller. But this is going to use the built-in solar controller in the projector system. So there we go, and it's pre-wired with these same connectors, the MC connectors. And it says here it's a sphere, 200 watt monocrystalline twin cell solar panel. The twin cell means that this works as one cell, that works as the other cell. So if there's a bit of shade over here, this one is giving you full power still. So I'm marking 380mm from the end, and that's the center of my bracket. Which is approximately a quarter, near enough to a quarter, so 1/4, a half, 1/4. Just putting the clamp on it to hold it in place while I drill it in. It's a bit too far that way. In the middle of the mark. I'm just using some 12 gauge metal screws. I've now attached the 4 brackets to the panel, and it's ready to go up when I've moved the other one out of the way. And these are the leads from the panel, and this one is marked as minus. So to use it with the Jayco's feeding system, we chop these off, skin it back a bit, and then wrap it around and band it with the rest. So I have to slide this one back 25mm. So Jayco use tech screws to put theirs on. And I think they've, it looks like they've put a silicone in there to grip it. So I'll have to prise that apart a little bit and move this panel back this way 25mm. Also might get in under here and hook my new panel into here, because it looks like Jayco don't use the fittings, the proper fittings. They just bare the ends, twist them together and put a junction over it. It's a bit hot here today, so I might have to wait till this afternoon. Well, there's some sort of sealant in here, and we have to try and break that as easy as possible. So we're going to, I've broken the one at the back, and what we do is put a bit of just sort of cut a knife down between the aluminium to just try and cut the silicone. Weight on it and see what happens. Oh, that one popped easily. And we just cut the silicone off to make it a bit more movable. Piece of silicone. try and break the other side just by lifting it up. As you can see, this is the classic wiring from Jayco. So to move this panel back 25, the distance between the holes is 90, so that's way too much. So I don't need to move it back that far. So that's moving back 45. Move it back 30. That's about 30. So we'll set that up on the bits of timber. In rough position. And get our new panel. See where it sits. Last few blows, laddie. Okay, we have a problem. The air conditioner is encroaching on the space. Okay, what I'm going to do is the outside brackets I'm going to turn around so that the folding goes on inside, and then we can just sit it there, and that'll give the air conditioning people enough space to get the cover off without interfering with the solar panel. Nice and tight. There we go, brackets turn around, now it can sit there. Like that, excellent. And plenty of clearance from the air conditioner. So what I want to do now is mark the positions of the brackets so that I can lift this up and put the silicone bed down, or the Sikaflex bed down, and then lay it back down again in position. So I'm washing, so it's nice and clean. This one. double-sided tape and the Sikaflex. I should have put this on before. Silly me. It's going to be hard to put on the other side. Put the panel back up. There. While I do the Sikaflex. I'm using the white Sikaflex this time. Previously I always used black, but black always seems to get over my hands, so I'm trying to minimise that risk and use some gloves. We'll squeeze out a generous amount. Yep. And we'll try and place it in place. Yay. So it's square with the front one. It's still attached. Let's come out to the edge. Wriggle it down a bit. Reach over to the inside. Wriggle it down till it gets the thickness of the double-sided tape. And that gives us a good bond to the roof. And we're good. We've moved it over a bit, bring it back over. Now I'll try and bring it over. Yep, horrible stuff. Alright, that'll dry overnight and tomorrow, and then we can wire it up. So here we have the nice jointing method by Jayco. So we pull this one apart. This is the positive. Double screwed connector. So it's just twisted. So we'll cut the positive off. And we'll strip back a fair bit of wire. And we'll go a bit more. There we go. There's more positive. And then we wrap this one in there as well. Now I don't think our connector is going to be big enough for 3 wires. I might put a cable tie around that to hold them together. Yep. So just so that we all hold together and there's no strain on the joint, cable tie it. Back here somewhere. Right, so now we've got the wires together, and no, it's not going to fit, so we need a bigger one of these, not a standard earth one, and I think I might have one in the garage somewhere. And here we go. These are 2 heavy duty connectors I just happen to have lying around, which was awesome, so they will go onto that one, and we'll tighten them up. All good. That's the positives all done. Let's see if I can get a bit better purchase on that. No, it's all good. Now let's have a look at the negative. Again, it's a what they use as an earth, a double screw earth connector. Normally, I've got a storm coming in, so I better finish this quickly. There we go. Same issue. So I'm going to cut the negative off and we strip it back a bit at a time. Okay. And a bit more. Okay, hook the wires up together. Okay, then tie them in position. And we wrap this one around there, like those ones are. And we've got the heavy duty connector on. I'll wrap a bit of tape around there. Don't know why. Supposedly to help protect it from moisture, but I have my doubts. Okay, have another one. Be interested to see how many amps we get down here now. That each panel is roughly 10 amps, not quite, but approximately 10 amps. So we should be getting 30 amps now off the roof. Well, so I might run the fridge down to see what it can charge at. Oh, sorry, run the battery down. I'll turn the fridge on to run the battery down. So let's get rid of that rubbish, and Now we can drop the panel down. I'll put some screws in there now. Drill new holes, and off we go. Just going to push this one in about the line, and we'll see if we can get her in. Cool, this side's in. Now just do the other side. Well, there we go, all finished. 3 panels in a nice row all the way down. Well, that's the end of phase 1 of my solar enhancement. As you can see, it's a lot cheaper than buying a flexible blanket, and you can just tack it on the existing system without any difficult work. It really took me probably 2 hours to do it by myself. If I had help, I could do it a lot quicker than that. The hardest part was manhandling the panel. But my phase 2, which I'm going to do in a couple of weeks' time, is me installing a 250 watt panel on the other side of the air conditioner. And for me to do that, I have to run a cable down through the roof and inside the van. So that's a bit more complicated, and that'll be a separate video which we'll shoot then. Yeah, catch you later. Bye.